Cyclone Isla spared none. Houses, livestock and people's belongings all washed away in the carnage. Many were forced to live in dire conditions on the embankment. But however much they have to fight against adversity, these people never give up. Bangladesh's coastal region is the most vulnerable and disaster-prone area in the world. There has been a great push in the past decades to build cyclone shelters for their protection. But these structures are fraught with many problems. The concept of disaster resilient habitat, or DRH, has evolved from the replacement of a cyclone shelter with several disaster-resilient houses. The Early Recovery Facility of UNDP piloted the DRH project in partnership with Brac and the Architecture Department of Brac University to create entire villages of cyclone-resistant houses. The site for the project is Khada Bazar, Adasha, one of many villages affected by Cyclone Isla. Since the breaking of the embankments on the rivers, the village had been inundated with saline water during high tide. To initiate the project, the Architecture Department of Brac University came in contact with the people of Adasha. Later on, arranged a workshop named Dream House. After a few months, a second workshop was arranged at Brac University in Dhaka. 2 models of realistic disaster-resilient houses were developed. Based on one of the models, the first house, also called the demonstration house, would be built at Adasha. A study was undertaken to see the condition of the houses in nearby villages. An interesting finding was that even some concrete-made houses with brick, cement and iron rods didn't hold up due to local saline conditions. A total of 43 houses and a school would be built at Adasha. The structure would be a mixture of modified concrete, locally available wood and clay tiles. The work had started on the first house. Based on the experience of building this house, the rest of the houses in the village would be built. The house, well above the flood level, had 4 concrete columns joined by 4 beams. So stone instead of brick and a special chemical called foam lub were used in the mixture. Metal clamps were placed inside the concrete beam upon which a stable wooden structure was built. In the same way, another kind of special metal strap, popularly called cyclone strap, was used to connect wooden beams with roof frames. The stability was further reinforced by diagonal cross-bracing in the wall and horizontal cross-bracing at the ceiling. The construction of the first house, or the demonstration house, was completed. The size is 13 feet by 13 feet, including the veranda, and it can hold up to 10 people as well as livestock during a disaster. Some villagers picked up the skill of the masons, and they could work with the professionals in building the rest of the houses. The budget for each house was fixed, 120,000 Bangladesh taka. Members of each family got involved with the work. The only school in the village was completely destroyed by Cyclone Isla. The resident architect completed the design of the 2-storied concrete school building. The school building would also be used as the main cyclone shelter. It can hold up to 500 people with livestock. The main road is connected with the school for convenient access to the shelter. The total cost of the project was around 1 crore taka, or $125,000. When the people overcome the fear of losing their houses and belongings, they build their lives around it. Many villagers have already extended or modified their home around their 4-column house. They meet their daily needs from the vegetable garden and fish cultivation in their ponds. With funding from UNDP, local NGOs have already built an embankment come main road in the village, planted trees and installed hygienic toilets in every home. The government has completed restoring the embankment on both the rivers. Salinity in the soil is gradually decreasing. Various plants are growing, even the harvesting of paddy has become a reality. The Disaster Resilient Habitat project of UNDP stands as an example of how communities and development partners have paired up to create a disaster-resistant village. And the cost was half that of building a conventional and inefficient big cyclone shelter. The two-storied village, as it is now known in the area, provides a safe abode for the community, their relatives and neighbours in the event of a natural disaster. Adasha may now justify its name as a model village. The habitat now beams with new life and optimism all around.